Hey guys, it's Micah Thompson, and welcome to Disneyland Kid. We are building Disneyland in Minecraft, as you know, and today we're building Space Mountain. Pretty fun ride. I've been really excited to build it. It actually turned out really well, so I'm really excited for you guys to see the finished video. This is, of course, a part of my initiative to try to finish 3 Disneyland mountain rides by August 25th. I started this in, I believe, either late June or early July, and man, I think it's going to pay off. It is basically just so that I can open the doors to building more lands and larger areas of Disneyland that I've not completed yet. And I wanted to send out an updated version of the world. Yes, you guys can download this world in Minecraft, updated. So this will include Space Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain, Matterhorn, a new castle, and a finished Star Tours as well. So I hope you guys enjoy the download. I'll put the link in the description. That should be coming out on August 25th. Don't miss it. It's going to be really fun. And today's video is, like I said, Space Mountain. So let's get into the actual construction of it. I'd love to show you guys how I do it. And I think we're already at the perfect place to start, the dome. Now, the reason I chose the dome was because basically everything needs to fit inside this dome. So I gotta make the sightline of the dome right first, because if I build the ride first, then I'll have to move the dome, and that would not look good. So we're starting with this white dome, and yes, I built it by hand. I skipped a ton of footage right there. You'll see how far I got, but I had a little help. Guys, I was really trying, but I couldn't make a perfect circle. I even had friends on helping me, but it just did not work. So I finally told everybody to give up, and I gave up, and I destroyed everything, and I left it there. And at about 3 a.m. that night, it was bugging me so much that I looked up how to do commands to make a circle. So I'm really ashamed of it. I thought I'd be able to tell the YouTube channel, oh yeah, I did it all myself. I made a circle. And you can see it was like a manufactured circle, and it was a command. I just put the thing in the middle and then did the thingy, and I'm not going to explain that because I'm bad at commands in Redstone, but basically I did a command, but the rest was built by hand. So just the barely the bottom line was not made by hand. The rest of it was all by hand, and as I went further, it became more of a diamond shape, which was really weird, and you'll see how I fixed that later. I had to break these things. This is where the inside of the ride is. Also, another notable thing, when you're building theme parks, you always have to account for lighting. I learned that the hard way many times. So the best block for letting in light is stairs. So I wanted to have like lights that can turn on inside of the dome. I want them hooked up to redstone so they can move in different directions and, I don't know, do cool designs all over the mountain at night. That's my plan, at least. I was thinking some lighting for Ghost Galaxy that, like, moves with, I could put in audio thunder. I don't know. So, here is the current construction progress on the dome. Lower down on the ground, you can see a mistake circle I made using a command block. They're actually not perfectly circular. And as you can see, as you get farther in, they become more like diamonds. I already mentioned that. So once we get up to the top, I put on another layer that basically just made it circular again. The next thing I did was go farther up, do the same thing, but steeper. So it's a 1x1 instead of a 3x1. 3 wide, 1 up. So it's slanting more steeply. And then I cut it to make it look as if, like, someone had sliced a diagonal chunk off of the dome, because that's how it is in the real Space Mountain. You'll see that once we get into a wider view. There it is. It looks a little too small, but when you're on the ground, it looks correct. That's mainly what matters. We're gonna have buildings covering up. It's gonna look good when it's finished. So there's my sliced off top, and then the next step was to just cover that. I made a slanted roof. Honestly, I don't know why I did it, because I didn't really need it for a little while, because there was another thing on top, another portion of the dome, and it wasted tons of time having to make this giant roof that would be covered up in the end. Okay, so now it's starting to look a little bit like Space Mountain. I added a roof on top of that thing, and then I put in those spires, Here's the top view. That little blue thing was supposed to be my vision point for how far back I need to be able to see the spires from the outside of the ride, because it's so big that it like defeats the purpose. If it's too big, you will just not be able to see it because it's so far away, and we want to be able to see every single ride from a good viewing area. So I had to make it slightly smaller than double scale, because it was like, you want to see the whole thing at once, or do you want double scale? Now, I don't know if you already guessed this, but this is actually a different roof than the one we were looking at before. This is the second dome portion above that steep or slanted area. So, after this is finished, it will be the complete shape, and we'll just need to add on a few spires. So here we go. That is basically a finished Space Mountain. I even put on all the little ridges and stuff going up the sides. So here's me constructing one of the main spires, I think. And that's just getting a feel for how high it needs to be compared to the other one. I'm also looking at the real Space Mountain on a picture that I found on the internet to kind of see how it should look. Now, this was a bit of a mistake because I chose an above view, and I wasn't using forced perspective, and they were. So theirs looks a little better from the ground than mine. You know, the real one looks a little better than the one in Minecraft. That's okay, though, because I still think it looks good, and I'm not redoing that. So there it is, pretty much finished. I think that's every spire. And now we move on to the inner portion of the ride. So here we go. Here's the line being built. And you can see up here is also that yellow track. Eventually I'll replace it with barrier blocks, but for now it's yellow so I can tell where the track is while I'm building the black walls around it. If any of you have been in Disneyland frequently enough or recent enough to notice, the inside of the line for Space Mountain is a spaceship, kind of, maybe it's a space shuttle, I guess, and the front of it is like a windshield, I guess, or a cockpit or something. Sometimes it's a screen. Maybe it is a screen, or supposed to be a screen. It is a screen, but maybe it's not supposed to be a screen. I don't know. And those weird dark patches is because the lights were set up in a rotation of redstone. We'll show you that later. But here is the construction progress in photos of the main hangar. Would it be a hangar? No, it wouldn't be a hangar. Well, they're launching ships. I don't know. It is the loading area of Space Mountain. So it was pretty easy. I just floored it with slabs. That made it really easy. There's that progress, and there's also the ramp that connects around to let guests down into the loading area. And then here we have that cockpit area. First I did white. I probably should have started with the glass window before I did the white. Anyways, so now I'm trying to frame out a symmetrical windshield. I'm pretty bad at symmetrical things, so I just had to do it in red wool first before I ended up cutting it out of the sides. So now that that is finished, we have this black building, which was kind of hard to build because, as you can see, I'm trying to gesture that it's hard to build because there's a track below it. That's the lift hill. Even though it's not really like that, I had to make it like that because I didn't quite build everything in the right place, but it's all under the dome, so you won't notice. Yeah, the track actually goes over the top of the line area, but that's not how it is in real life. So all we had to do was change one turn to try to veer it away a little bit, and I don't think you noticed the one turn that was changed in the ride. So yeah, this black room is going to house stars and give it a more three-dimensional feel. There's no three-dimensional feel on the screens at Disneyland, unless you're on Rise of Resistance. Those screens are awesome. But here there will be in this Space Mountain version because I have creative freedom. I'm very happy. So, next thing, here it is. It's completely black. It looks good. We're looking into the line from the outside. Now we're just going to have to put in a few stars, which means I have to look into a loom and make these banners. I'm testing this out for like the first time. I used them a little bit on the Star Tours sign, but in Peter Pan I used end rods, and if they look good enough, I'm going to use them on the inside of Space Mountain too. The thing is, they don't give out light. That is why I like them. Oh, missed that. I like them because they don't give off light, and end rods do. So we might have to do that for Space Mountain because the stars don't really give off much light. That's how it is. So I hope this looks accurate in the end. Then we did barrier blocks, which you can see I can turn them off, and then they are invisible. Hung some banners on that. That looked pretty good. Stairs, of course, letting in light to illuminate the stars a little better. And we go inside. Yes, the rocket is there. I will play the creation of the rocket next. And I think that's basically it for the line area. Let's move on to the actual ride. Here are the first of the black walls going up. This is basically, I don't know if you know, but Space Mountain is completely indoors. So this is basically to encase the entire thing in blackness. So you think you are in space, in a never-ending galaxy. So this is gonna take a while. And you can see I've basically got the main lower walls finished. I just gotta connect the roof to the walls, do the flooring. Oh, let's show you guys the lift hill. You've not seen this yet. So now the lift hill's practically complete. Let's go take a sneak peek into the lift hill. Oh, it looks like it might be with the shader on. I can't really tell. But you can see that redstone working to make the lights kind of come at you like in the real thing. I updated the tunnel. Last time it was just blue and white, and I realized there were some stripes in there. So this is almost complete. All it really needs is stars. It is basically there. We'll take out the yellow track, of course, once we're ready. Oh, we have to finish this little bit here. Here it is. It's a little tunnel now. Looking pretty good. You can see it's got some blue. The blue track actually will be replaced, of course. And I really like, I don't know what kind of table it makes. It's like a type of crafting table that's down there for the floors. It looks really good. The top of it looks great. Now, banners have come really in handy. See, I place them down, and when they get lit up, it looks really nice. You can kind of see a little bit of that here. They look like almost like Lightspeed a little bit. Maybe I should do that for Lightspeed someday in Star Tours. But when it's going by you, whoa, that looks kind of cool. That wasn't exactly in order, but you get what I was saying. That area is now done. Alright guys, sorry to end that video without finishing the complete construction. Just want to let you know, I am working around the clock to try to finish everything for the update on the 25th. And I really hope it gets done. So, that being said, I will have more in-depth videos on all of my creations recently after the deadline is covered. Because right now, I'm building Big Thunder Mountain and videoing it as I'm recording the audio for this Space Mountain video. If I gave you guys any more, it would basically spoil the entire ride. And I think this is good enough because I have got a lot more work to do, and I'm really looking forward to showing you guys my next creations and everything else that's being built in Disneyland right now. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for that updated Minecraft World download that I will be linking in the description below. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, have a magical day.